guys, welcome to a brand new YouTube video. It is Tuesday, July 1st, and we are currently eating breakfast. I always say we, because I might talk to you guys, the viewers, sorry. I literally just kind of like woke up. But I might talk to you guys, the viewers, and it's like we, you know, but I just woke up, kind of cooked breakfast. So obviously I have my 2 servings of protein pancakes with egg whites, and then I also have a mixture of creatine and electrolytes that is in here. So I'm gonna be downing this. And then obviously going to the gym to go train because we have a pretty, I would say pretty intense squat session. It's week 2, but you know, if I look at the program, I think I'm supposed to squat anywhere from like 700. Let me see. Yeah, today I'm supposed to be squatting, okay, like 711, nothing too crazy. And then I have sets of 5 at RP 8. So that's gonna be fun. So gotta lock in because it's gonna be a big session, and I already know, like, as I'm getting like deeper into this peak, I'm gonna feel really, really fatigued, and I'm gonna have to be pushing past a lot of mental barriers to get each training session done.
The point of going there is to give strippers money.
Yeah.
We did the honorable thing. It was like, let's get the fuck out of here. Long ass leg on mine, like I'm cool. That's not.
But if she was a melanated queen, you might have stayed for a second drink.
This past weekend was crazy. Watching Ilia Torpia, I keep missing his name, but watching him go crazy on Charles Oliveras was very, very, very interesting to watch, especially since he's run through that division in 2 different weight classes. And on top of that, he made a whole like celebration dinner before he actually went to go fight, which is insane. I feel like the UFC is entering a different era, and it's very interesting to watch. And it's like another thing that kind of further motivates me for my particular me, because it's like, damn, you know, gotta lock in. And I like some of the stuff he was talking about too, because he was saying that he works hard in training to where you guys are just seeing the celebration of his work whenever he's like in the octagon, which is something that I've said, like, when it comes to powerlifting for a very, very long time. People are asking me, like, how do you always have confidence around the platform? Why are you always smiling and all that kind of stuff? And I'm like, I've done everything I can in training to make this happen, and you guys are just seeing the result of my training. So that's why I walk into every single meet with so much confidence, and I'm not really that nervous when I'm on the platform. I'm actually more nervous for training sessions. Like, I have a lot of performance anxiety before I go to the gym because I'm so dedicated, and I want my sessions to go so well that when they don't, I'm like, damn. And I'm always so nervous to see if I'm gonna hit the numbers the way I need to hit them.
Weapons concealed, I'm ready to kill. So tested, all my weapons is real.
Okay, so we got the pre-workout ready. So obviously a scoop of flight pre-workout from BPN Subs, and then we have our electrolytes. This is probably the most important supplement that I'm taking during the summertime, because this is going to keep me alive during my training sessions inside of the warehouse gyms that I currently train at. I sweat profusely. And on top of that, like, it's Houston heat. If y'all don't know, Houston is probably one of the hottest cities in the US, mixed with the humidity, because it rains here a pretty decent amount. So during this time, it's normally hurricane season, so it's a mixture of rain and heat. And I'm telling y'all, like, I mean, you see it in my videos, but the second I start warming up inside of the gym, I start sweating like a pig. So electrolytes helps me stay hydrated. And it's funny because as soon as I pour it into my water bottle, I can tell that my body's starting to retain more and more of the water that's inside of myself. So I take usually 1, I think 1 does the trick, because I take 2 scoops in the morning, which is 1,000 milligrams of sodium on top of the extra 500 that I take while I'm training. So that should do the trick, and typically it helps a lot. So obviously, discount code RUSSWOLE is gonna save you 10% off. I also fuck with all the people that tag me in all of their BPN endeavors. I see people like buying the flight, or really just buying the electrolytes, and starting to realize that, yo, this is a game changer in the summertime when you're sweating profusely, or if you're just like working out and you tend to sweat a lot. This is the key to keeping hydrated inside the gym. Sometimes I wonder if this is like the most expensive pairs of shoes that people squat in. These are my Union ones. I mean, whatever, we're fam here. I bought these for about like $3 grand, obviously resale. And it's funny because I do not wear them outside of the gym. Like I just don't have any fits that I put this together with very often. So whenever I can, I wear my maroon fit, which I currently have on right now. So I have my, actually I don't know the name of this collection, but I'm wearing this along with my maroon singlet, and I'm gonna be wearing my Union. So these go together really, really well. But it's just funny because, like, I'll be squatting in these, people are like, oh, like, he's squatting in Jordans. It's like, nah, these are like These shouldn't be squatted in because of how much they cost.
Don't believe what this is. Could be given a name.
Like a masterpiece, looking for a dump like an athlete. Big drip, what the world? My nigga went crazy. Put them things on the plane like a
I am already drenched in sweat. Workout hasn't even started, but I took my time warming up because my body felt a little bit tight. So now we're finna jump into the actual squat workout. So once again, I'm supposed to work up to a single anywhere from like, I think it's like 315 to 325, and then after that we have a 3x5 RP 7/8. So let's first work up to that top single.
Now figures was the goal till I hit these niggas ain't living.
I'm feeling class, I'm feeling class. Smell fresh in the stamina. She didn't believe what she clapping this. I'm always killing myself on the messages. Came a long way from the set.
You know I'm crazy, let my mama
All right, 716 pounds ended up being the single for today's session. Wasn't that great? Wasn't explosive. As I was warming up, I could just tell that my body wasn't like responding in a very aggressive, explosive manner. And to me, that's just fatigue. Like I could tell that my body's definitely getting tired. And like getting some information from when I prepped for Sheffield, I remember being about like 4 weeks out, basically like the same time frame. I remember I hit 683 pounds and it felt like a brick. And that was like the session where my dad came to watch me train. And I was like, damn, man, that didn't move too good. But I think it's just part of the peaking process and just understanding like, hey, your body's not gonna feel that great. It is what it is. So now we have sets of 5. I came in 1 in 639 for a set of 5, but I just don't think that's like a good number for today's session. That might be like a week 3, like a next week number or a week 4 number. So we're just gonna go with 595 for the first set of 5, and then we'll decrease it to maybe like 551, and then 529 or 484 for the last set. We got 551 on the bar now. I forgot prepping is not fun. Prepping is not fun. You're gonna be hitting numbers. Honestly, prep is just about fighting your own mental. Like, it's fighting yourself. And understanding, like, you still have to have that confidence and that mindset to get through the sessions, because like the numbers you're gonna be hitting are just not it. Your body's gonna be fatigued. Your emotions are gonna be all over the place. Like, I came into today's session a complete zombie. And I'm thinking that, like, you know, it's a week 2, I'm gonna be hyped. But I forgot, like, it's a week 2 going into a peak. This shit don't feel that good. So we have another set of 5. This is gonna be hard. I already know. I already know. So I gotta fortify the mind, make sure we're executing with technique, hitting proper depth, and taking our time with each single rep to make sure that we're executing to perfection. Enough yapping. I'm stalling right now. Last set, we got 5:20, I think, wait, 5, like either, I think it's like 5:02 or some shit like that. So let's bust it down real quick. I'm hyped for this last set, I ain't gonna lie. I was like feeling sorry for myself the first 2 sessions, or first 2 sets, but after I just started like sitting with it, I started thinking about the Ilya Topuria comments talking about, like, you know, I work hard, and at the end of the day, like, I'm ready to compete because I know I put in all the effort I could in my training session. So let's body this shit, no matter how difficult it is. All the numbers, all I know, all that smoke, nigga.
Yeah, brothers, man, my brothers, man, you niggas say no shit, that's a
that summer feeling.
So I'm finally back home, currently just chilling in the bath, and I'm getting a nice good soak. I was talking to Joey about the session. I sent off my lifts, and I already knew what we were gonna talk about because, like, we've been working together for so long. Sorry, there's so much sweat coming down. That I kind of already anticipate what he's gonna say, and like just like the kind of ideas that he's gonna have going forward. And this is where, like, obviously he had sent out the program and the plan, but as we actively roll into that program or plan, we're gonna be making some changes because that's where the coaching aspect comes in. So we're noticing that basically we don't have to, like, the strength is there. We understand that we are as strong as we need to be in order to do what we want to do at an APF, but we need to understand too that we don't want to keep pushing. We call it flying too close to the sun. We don't want to fly too close to the sun and burn up. And we realize that we actually don't have to do that because the strength is there. All it is just sharpening that strength and presenting on the platform on the day that we need to do that. I think, you know, with Sheffield, we pushed really hard and aggressively because we wanted to get like maybe like 0.01% stronger than we already were. Whereas with this, it doesn't have to be like that. So there's no need to be pushing numbers to where it's like a real big grinder. One of the things he said to me was, like, look, we're there already. We just need to refine everything and make sure we get to the platform healthy and able to compete. And we broke down the specific numbers that we need to hit on the platform itself. And with that being said, I understand now going forward where we cruising. Like, we don't have to push as much. And he said that you shouldn't be feeling as fatigued because we're not going to be dialing in like everything in the respect of, like, we're not going to be pushing extremely hard going into this meet. So that's where coaching comes into play, and then also being a good athlete and being a good good athlete, or being a coachable athlete. You know, Joey doesn't want me to push that hard, so hey, we're gonna be dialing back the training a little bit in regards to effort, and then we're just gonna be cruising. He wants me to make sure that we're focused on recovery, eating a shit ton of protein, obviously, to recover, and then also doing shit like this where I'm inside the Epsilon bath, kind of relaxing my joints, and then obviously seeing Andy when we need to see Andy. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, we're probably not gonna see 2 big numbers going for the rest of this prep because we have another like 4 weeks or so. And at this point, it's just about accumulating fatigue and then pulling back fatigue and then have that show on the platform whenever it's time to compete. So I am like burning the hell out of my eyes right now because of this Epsom bath. But real quick, earlier I was obviously talking about electrolytes and BPN. They actually just announced that they will be having a big summer sale July 7th. So if you guys need a link, I'll have the links in my description box. And I also have the pre-sale link to get you guys into the email system or the text code system. Yeah, text message system, so you guys get notified when the sale goes up. But basically it's gonna be a 20% sale off of the website along with a limited edition salted whey protein. You guys already know my personal favorites. We have the electrolytes, flight pre-workout, creatine, and then the Go One More Plus. I actually use that a decent amount because it helps me focus. But just letting you guys know, once again, July 7th, there's gonna be a BPN summer sale. So tap into that if you guys can.
Sometimes you just want to restart.
Oh, damn. Good morning, guys. I feel so well rested. I ate an amazing dinner, which was one of my staples that you guys see all the time. But this time I cooked it in some high quality olive oil. And that's where the sponsor of this video comes in, Graza. Graza actually reached out to me and sent out a box that contained the trio, which has sizzle, frizzle, and drizzle. Now let me give you guys some background information on Graza. Graza makes high quality olive oil at an affordable price. It's always fresh, never blended, and it's actually made from the olive called It's funny because this olive oil is actually produced in high-end Spain. It's funny because high-end, it's like high-end, and you're getting high-end olive oil. And one of the things that I noticed whenever I tried the Graza Trio is that this olive oil has a little kick to it. Okay, I know I mentioned the Trio a couple times, so let me break it down for you guys. It's basically your everyday cooking oil. That's what I actually use to make the ground beef and the noodles. Now let's move on to the drizzle. Think of this almost as a oil that adds the finishing touches. I actually apply this to my salad, and I ain't gonna lie, this is gonna be a staple going forward. I ain't gonna hold you, I didn't get the opportunity to use the frizzle. So basically it's gonna be your go-to oil for air frying, baking, crisping, grilling, things that basically reach a 490 Fahrenheit smoke point. See, I love finding out about stuff like this because it's an easy swap from the cooking oils I was using before, and it makes my food taste way better. And as an athlete, it's perfect for me because it's made with 100% olives. No weird blends, no seed oils, and no chemicals. I want to thank Graza so much for sponsoring this video, but hey, check this out. If you guys want to try the Graza Trio out, all you got to do is scan the QR code or click the link in my description box and use code RUSSWOLE10 to save you 10% off your order. Bruh, I am so sore. Yesterday's squat session took a lot out of me. I literally just spent the rest of the day recovering, and obviously, like, I tried to load up on more calories in the evening time because once again, you just got to make sure that we're recovering properly. So protein wise, I'm adding like little things here and there to make sure that my muscles are kind of able to recoup the damage that we did the previous day. But now, obviously, it is Wednesday, July 2nd. We're about to head on to the gym to do bench. So it's mid-bench day, but also want to just like, once again, reiterate on good technique. So one of the things that I'm gonna be looking at whenever I'm watching my videos after my bench is making sure that we're getting nice, long pauses out of the way. And then also just like covering the fact that we have our butt on the bench and our feet on the ground. Sometimes whenever I do this new sink and heave technique, parts of my butt come up. The whole thing doesn't come up, but once again, we're going into a competition, so we want to be very, very strict with our form. So that's one of the things that I'm going to be kind of like having a hawk eye with, and then obviously sending my footage over to Joey. But I want a combination of doing a decent amount of weight while also maintaining the RPE, which is going to be 7, and just having good, strict, strong form. Good, strict, strong form. Good, strict, strong. Say that 5 times.
We
got new Betty Butch!
That summer feeling.
The Butcher's coming!
For the rest of your life.
We got new Betty Butch! What we talking about? Y'all already know one of my favorite rappers in the world is Benny the Butcher. He dropped this freestyle yesterday.
Yo, it's summer 25 already. Look how quick a year passed. The thunder wanted chip, the whole LA smell like
tear gas.
Connect still tapping in. I told him I'm retired still. He said you gon' regret it like speed back home from that prison.
I can tell y'all right now, this is finna be on repeat for my entire workout. Man, Benny the Butcher, one of the coldest rappers out. And then obviously we got clips dropping. I think I talked about that. We got clips dropping basically next Thursday night, along with Fantastic Four, I believe. No, that drops on the 25th or something like that. But Superman, clips, it's gonna be a good July 4th or July 11th. But man, Benny, he said last year we was broke. This year, last summer we was broke. This year we gotta run up ours or some shit like that. I don't know. I'm excited. Anyways, let's go into the gym. Focus on good technique, like I mentioned earlier, and get this work in. Pounds, like I said earlier, we gotta make sure we're getting some good pauses. I'm pretty confident that we're gonna knock this out of the park. I don't even know why I just said knock this out of the park. That's not a name as fuck. Anyways, we're gonna smash the This song is perfect because it's hot as fuck in the gym. But I was able to do the first set pretty good. I want to clean up technique even more. Not even clean up technique, but I want to feel that again for another set. So I'm not mad at the technique from the last rep, the last set. I think it looked pretty good. So let's like reiterate that movement pattern with that technique. So, second set was actually better than the first set. Now let's see if we can make that third set a little bit better than the last set. So guys, I am currently at a coffee shop getting some work done, so I'm finishing up an edit. There's another video that's going to be coming out soon. Shout out to Ant. It's going to be me trying out Pilates, so be on the lookout for that. It's going to be called Pilates, or Powerlifting versus Pilates. And so I've just been taking care of all the little things when it comes to competing in the Cayman Islands. It's kind of crazy because we have like another 33, no, I compete on the 31st, so we're basically 29 days out. That basically puts us perfectly at 4 weeks out, because I think I compete on Thursday, so tomorrow's going to be exactly 4 weeks out. But I booked my flights, booked my hotel. I actually just got off a meeting talking to one of the guys from the media team that's going to be there, Top 10 Media. So what we're going to be doing is getting all the content ready. So we talk about the actual meet day video for YouTube, IG reel, quick post, to kind of talk about how the meet went. You know, obviously, hopefully it goes well. Pictures and all that kind of stuff. Because I'm thinking about, bro, I need to get my meet fit together. I need to get this. But for the most part, financially, everything has been taken care of when it comes to the meet. So I fly on the 28th. I get there on the 28th, and then obviously I compete on the 31st, and then I fly back immediately that night because the flights there are trash. So it's gonna be hectic. I thought the Cayman Islands was like 3 hours away. It's actually 6. It's like a 6-hour flight, so that's crazy. But obviously, you guys are gonna be in the area in the next 4 weeks. Pull up to the Cayman Islands, Georgetown. Watch me, you know, compete for the first time ever as a 93 kg lifter. But go back to the training, or in this peak, you know, just kind of talking to Joey about everything. We're right where we want to be, Weight-wise, we're trying to fill out the 93s. We don't want to waste any pounds, like coming in as like a light 93 and like that. Once again, the idea and the concept for this particular prep is to kill it and with a sledgehammer. So we want to come in at 205 pounds and have access to all the possible strength that we're going to have at this juncture of me being a 93. And then as we, you know, start competing and training more and more as a 93, we'll get used to that and adjust and get stronger and get better. But as of right now, I'm not doing that shit to where you pull up as a 195 or like a 200 and it's like, oh, like he was like 5 pounds less under the weight class. Like, no, we do that. yeah, just taking care of business here. I'm gonna finish that in, but this is where we depart and end the video. So I want to thank you guys so much for tapping into this YouTube video. Like always, if you like this YouTube video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Get better today. I'm out.
It's summer 25 already. Look how quick a year passed. The Thunder won a chip. The whole LA smell like tear gas.